Welcome to Leza Live. I'm Barry, sitting in for Leza LaChapelle Dandos, who is obviously exhausted from the holidays and taking some much-needed time off, right, Matt?
That's totally what it is. She's exhausted from partying and golfing and
exactly
all the stuff that we have to hold down the fort for.
And the stress of doing this job every day.
Super high
for
stress.
An hour a day.
That hour, brutal, man.
I can understand her need for a break.
I get it.
So, Leza, wherever you are, we hope you're resting up. We hope you're having a good day. Well, we're getting ready for New Year's Eve. Do you have any New Year's Eve traditions you do, Matt?
Avoid the square.
Why do you avoid the square?
Because there's too many people and too much chaos, and
you're just a Grinch.
Pretty much, yeah.
What about you, Drew?
I'll probably be staying home.
You staying home? So you guys don't go down to the square?
No, I have many times. I went like the first, 7 or 8 or 9 years the boot drop happened. I had to go to everything. So once you've been that much,
you're just like, you're doing the photos, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you've been that much, you're just like, yeah, I've been there, done that. I'll just sit home and watch Die Hard again.
Right. So you know how many years it's been going on now?
15.
It started in 2011.
2011.
So this would be the 14th, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming next year is going to be even bigger.
Yeah.
But there's a 10 o'clock and a 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be lovely weather this year. It's going to be nice out. It'll be a little chilly, but no snow. But it's not going to be super, super cold either.
I like the years where it snows. I
know I like snow. I like snow for like a day. That's why I like Prescott. Coming from Ohio, I'm not a big fan of snow. Like lots of snow. But, for this time of year being in Prescott, you want just a little bit of snow. Just a little bit. But we didn't get any this year. And it's not coming.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think we're going to get any in like January, February, March,
Hey,
April, May?
It's actually, I looked the other day, actually through like the second week in January, it's looking pretty dry still, which is kind of scary.
You're correct, Barry.
That's like a long time.
Uh-oh. Barry
You're
took
correct.
his headsets on.
There's no moisture in the system at all.
What's that?
I said there's no moisture in the systems at all.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird.
We're looking at possibly, close to being a record, but,
it's not a good record.
Tomorrow's going to be around 64, and you look at the weekend. By the time New Year's comes around, we're going to be low 60s.
Nuts?
Highs in the 30s. So, we really have nice weather, but everybody's kind of still wanting a little bit of moisture. And
yeah,
I would really like to have a white Christmas, but how that goes.
Well, we've been in town about 25, 26 years now, and when we first came to town, there was snow. It was a snowstorm. I remember the first time I came here for a job interview, and I literally got stuck here because it snowed so much. It was insane. Yeah. And now it's like, not a lot going on.
Yeah, but you and I, living in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
You know about lake effect snow.
Oh, lake effect snow is the worst thing ever.
Chicago, Michigan, all that area I used to, run around in, and it'd be like, oh, we're only going to get a foot today. Hey, no problem,
You haven't lived till you walk to school in like sub-zero weather with like 6-foot snow drifts across you, above you, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
I used to call it the maze.
The maze,
You'd park and you'd have to walk through, and it was literally like walking through a maze, and in some cases you couldn't even see. You just kind of keep walking through the tunnels.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, how was your Christmas, by the way?
It was all right.
All right?
Everybody's sick.
Well, that's
what I was alluding to earlier.
Oh,
so on Sunday, I dropped Ma Hinshaw off, and I warned her there's no way she's going to get around it. And she's like, no, I'll be fine. I haven't gotten your sickness yet.
Right.
Which, it is the time of sharing. And so I drop her off.
You're a good son.
Yeah, a good son.
And my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece are all in one house. And so I come down on Wednesday for Christmas,
right?
Wednesday morning-ish. Tuesday was the worst for me. I was really sick on Tuesday. But show up, guess what? I gave everybody the sickness.
So you took
they
it all
were
the
all sick.
See, this is how things spread.
Including the baby.
Why did you? Oh, well, yeah. Like the baby got sick too?
The baby got sick. She was coughing and
how old's the
hacking.
Baby?
She's 2.5 years old.
So do you have any family traditions you do on Christmas? What do you guys do?
Yeah, get sick.
You all get sick. Well, we have this.
Share the sicknesses.
So this year we did a whole Southwest flair to our Christmas. We did tamales for Christmas Eve, and then my mother-in-law made chicken enchiladas for Christmas Day. And so it's become less and less about gifts and more and more about us just getting together type thing.
Food.
And the food,
Nice.
definitely. But here's the thing. So my wife came up with this game. a few years ago. And what she does is she takes like one item and wraps it in saran wrap, and then adds another item and wraps it in saran wrap, and adds another item like a lottery ticket, wraps it in saran wrap, a small game wraps it. So it becomes this big, huge ball about the size of a basketball, all wrapped in saran wrap. So what you do, we all get in a circle, and you have to put oven mitts on, and you have to open the ball while the person to the right of you is rolling dice. So you keep unwrapping or trying to unwrap it until someone gets doubles, and then it stops and you have to pass on to the next person. It's like the most obnoxious, fun, silly thing. You're going, I've been using saran wrap most of my life. I'm going, I never thought of that. So, but the funny thing was, so last year we didn't do this saran wrap. We didn't do the ball last year. We forgot it. She made it. So she's wrapping Christmas gifts this year, and she goes, hey, I found this saran wrap ball. So we had this one from last, so we didn't even know what was in it. So it's fun.
That must have been even more fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, my family, we celebrate Festivus.
You celebrate Festivus?
Yeah.
The holiday for the rest of us?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
airing of grievances, I mean, it takes hours.
See, somebody asked me about that. I was at the restaurant last night, and someone said, how was your Christmas? No drama? I said, no, drama's like Thanksgiving. That's what everyone's talking about, politics and all that other stuff you try not to. And then Christmas is always just kind of nice and calm and, nothing to complain about. But we're getting ready for New Year's Eve. So this is my question.
Okay.
So instead of resolutions, okay, because I gave up on those a long time ago. Just don't even attempt them, But I was thinking about these things that Drew will remember this more than you will. The things that just amaze me. One, we had a great year. Been a great year for us. But I think about these things that amaze me that weren't around when Drew and I were younger.
Automobiles?
Automobiles, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyways, the one thing that still amazes me is GPS and the internet.
Okay.
I don't know why. I can't grasp the concept of driving in a car and instantaneous knowing there's an accident in front of you or to turn right. Does that amaze you, Drew?
I find it very convenient.
It's
Okay. Is it amazing? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a techie. I like what computers can do.
Right.
I don't like what people do with computers.
So there you go. Yeah, remember the days that you go to AAA, you go on a trip across the country, and you go to AAA and get the trip tick.
Yep.
And you flip the pages. I don't think anybody can even use those anymore. I think we're all so dependent on the internet. But I have a fault of the internet that I'm going to share with you. So last week.
Only one?
Only one.
Only one.
This is simple. So this is honor of Drugel.
Oh, okay.
So remember last week my car alarm was wackadooded?
Yes.
So my key fob was messed up, okay? So I went to get it fixed at a place that does the chip replacement thing. So we can't repair that until it's working correctly. I'm like, well, that's a really strange response. So I guess they couldn't make a new one until the old one was working correctly. So I'm going to someone, this is what they do. They advertise, they make chip keys, key fobs. So I go on the internet and I'm searching, how do you disengage your alarm system on your car? This is what's going on with it. Every time so I'd have to sit down really, really carefully. And so I'd bring my keys in, sit them on the table really carefully. If they got moved or I tossed them, my car alarm would go off. And this is for a week. So I'm searching the internet, trying to figure out how to fix this thing, right? So then I go in Monday to the place that can fix it for me, supposedly. And of course, it's a holiday week, and the guy that does the key fobs is on vacation.
Oh.
So my car, in the meantime, I'm in there, and my car alarm is going off. Okay, it's just nuts, crazy. So we're all done. It's now Tuesday night. This has been going on for 5 days, and my neighbors hate me because get up in the morning, good, get home at night, it would just go off randomly. So Tuesday I go into work and I'm talking to my staff. I said, don't touch my keys. And so Isaac goes, did you change the battery? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that.
I was just going to say that.
I looked
That's the first thing.
But nowhere on the internet did it say, check the battery. Not one place.
If you read your manual on your car, see, I already know what he's doing. Look at him. Okay. And just so you know, those little batteries don't last years.
Yeah, evidently.
And it's more than likely a 2032 flat battery that you got to throw in it. It's always easier to have one of those in your glove compartment because if it starts going a little wonky on you, you just pull it over, get your quarter or dime, open it up, put a new battery in it, and away you go.
Again, Drugel.
Drugel, he knows everything. I should
does.
just called him.
Yeah, that's what you should do from here on out. Don't
You,
even
you
go
got
to
my
Google.
number, Barry. I'm always willing to help you, buddy.
Just call Drugel.
Well, okay, so we got New Year's. Do you have any New Year's Eve traditions or New Year's Day traditions that you do? You and your family?
No.
What? What about you,
I
Drew?
usually spend it alone, so.
You spend it alone?
Usually, yeah.
You're such a sad story.
Pretty much,
You're
yeah.
such
Welcome.
a sad story.
You don't listen to this program, Barry?
What about you, Drew?
Typically, I think it's amateur hour, so I try to stay off the roads. But, I do an Italian sausage, cut it up, do like little hors d'oeuvres,
Yeah.
I when I was more of a juvenile delinquent than I am now, I would, of course, New Year's go out there and blow off M80s and firecrackers, but they kind of frowned upon that up here a little bit too much. So, but no, other than that, it's great. We did the boot drop. We've done a few things this year because, like I said, being under the weather.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just can't do a relapse or just don't want to get sick again. So
All right. Well, so here's what you got to try though. For New Year's Day, do you know what the New Year's Day foods are for good luck? So we grew up. I grew up. My family's German, and so we grew up. We had kielbasa and kraut.
Yeah.
On New Year's Day, that was a good luck dish. And then when I lived in the South, it became Hoppin' John, which is black-eyed peas. That's another good luck meal. And then collard greens, stuff like that. Do you know why all that is considered good luck?
No.
Because it all resembles money in some way, shape, or form.
It's green.
The beans are supposedly coins. The collard greens are folded money. So you eat these things to bring you good luck for the next year. So there you go.
Well, I'm usually out working.
Oh, you are such a downer.
He's a talent. That's why.
Jeez, oh Lord. Yeah, really. Well, listen, we have a few things coming up. One thing I do want to talk about is for the last several months I've been involved with the Hazeltine, which is a theater 208 North Marina. It was originally Prescott Fine Arts Association, and it was gifted to Prescott Fine Arts Associates in 1967, 80, something like that. We're still questioning the date exactly. This date it was purchased, and then the first show was actually in 1969, something like that. So we are in the process of starting our 2025 season down there, and we're really excited about it. And we want to, if you're not familiar with the theater, if you've not been in it since 2020, the theater was reconfigured for a cabaret seating, which is the tall tables, and it's not traditional seating, and it's not exceptionally comfortable. So one of the first goals we're looking to do is to put in traditional seating, and we received a $20,000 matching grant, fund, gift, contribution. So we have to raise $20,000 we have 4 days left, and we're about halfway there. So over the course of the month, we did quite a few events. We did 7 different events. We've about $60,000 right now. And so we're looking for people to help us match, and so we can get this $20,000 and get the theater back up and running full speed with 200 seats instead of 98. And Matt made a lovely contribution today. Thank you very much.
Just helping out a little bit
I
where I
appreciate
can.
it. And hey, your mom and you went to the Christmas tree show.
Yeah, the one on
Did you enjoy it?
Saturday. Yeah, it was very good.
Did your mom
It was
like
very
it?
good. Yeah.
It was a fun show.
I forget their names, but I've seen them perform many times in the
Sean
community.
Gerald's
Yes,
and
Sean.
Joanne Robertson.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great show. And so we've got a lot going on starting in February. If you want to see what we're doing, check out our website, the-hazeltine.com, or check us out on Facebook. There's a place on our website you can make a donation, or you can email us at info@fourthwallprescott. I got that wrong. Go to the website.
Fourth Wall Productions at Prescott?
It's something. I can't remember what it is now. But anyways, go to the website, the-hazeltine.com. That's the best way to do it. Hey, we've got Johan Glidden joining us here in a few minutes. He's going to play some tunes for us. He's a local boy that now lives in Nashville. We're going to talk to him and see what's going on with him. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on Leza Live on KYCA The News, 103.5 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome back to Leza Live. I'm Barry. I'm filling in for Leza Live. Leza, I always mess it up every time. Leza La Chapelle Dandos. I know.
I'll get the jar, I
Get the
swear,
jar out.
Barry.
Joining us in the studio today is Johan Glidden. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thanks for. So this is how my life works, okay? So I'm literally at Tourmay last night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do Leza in the morning. Because, of course, with the holidays and everything, and of course I didn't get the text that, oh, thanks for filling in for me tomorrow until,
She didn't text you?
well, yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh, that's right. Okay, I guess I'm doing that. So apologies. But anyway, so I said, I need to get someone on the show. So your brother-in-law,
Yeah.
Isaac, works for us. The nicest guy in the world.
Great guy.
Just a great. So I have this great. I'm going to share this before we go. I'm going to share this great story about Isaac. This is how Isaac works, and this is his mo and his I don't know what you call it, but it's something about his character. So he waits tables over at Tourmay, and so this one night we're really busy, and he took the food over the table and he forgot the silverware. They'd use their silverware for the salad course. So we go over and I said, Isaac. So Isaac walks back over, takes the silverware, and he goes, I just want to give you time to pray.
Nice save.
That is classic
There
Isaac.
you go.
So how you been?
I've been great.
So the first time I heard you perform actually was at American Lutheran Church,
Mm.
and I believe it was a violin.
That sounds right. I used to play a lot more violin. I mean, I still play, but
Yeah.
I was playing a lot more growing up.
So how long have you been playing?
I've been playing. So I'm 27. I started playing violin when I was 5. So 22 years, I
gosh.
guess.
So you have a large, talented family. How many kids in your family?
2 sisters, and I have 2 half brothers as well, but they don't live in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for some reason I think it was larger than that. I thought it was more.
It's gotten bigger since
Yeah.
The sisters have gotten engaged and married, and then there's 2 little Isaac and Glory have 2 little kids running around. So it feels bigger.
Feels
now
bigger?
than it has been, but
So you went to PHS?
no, I was
You were
homeschooled,
homeschool. Okay, I
actually.
thought you finished
Yeah.
up at PHS. So I thought you went there at the end.
No, I had lots of friends there. Your son being one of
Yeah,
them.
Jacob,
but,
yeah.
I think did he go to PHS? Or,
He went to PHS 1 year somewhere else, but then back. I think Tri-City
Tri-City
for 1 year,
Prep,
then
right,
back
right.
at
Gotcha.
PHS.
But yeah, no, never officially went there.
So you have a very talented family, though. I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
you think so? Now, do your parents perform? They play, or
neither of them
musical?
play a lot of music. My dad plays a little cornet. He'll serenade the neighbors on Christmas morning and New Year's Eve with appropriate songs.
Yeah.
But and they're probably listening right now. So hey guys.
Tell them good morning. Yeah.
And mom just sings. So we all
She just
sing
no one
together,
just
but,
sings. Nobody just sings.
Well, that's
They
mainly
sing.
what she does is sings. And so yeah, we would sing, all the time on the way to church, all that kind of thing.
So what do you think? What at the age of 5? What caused you to take up the violin? How did this start?
I think it was our dad would read us Little House on the Prairie and the Laura Ingalls Wilder books, and I believe that there was something about Pa playing the fiddle. And actually, when I was 3, I remember telling them that I wanted to play the violin, but we didn't. There was a buffer period between the wish and the actual thing happening.
Right.
And they were kind enough to get me into lessons with a lady named Barbara McClymans, who taught all kinds of violinists in this area.
Right.
And, so yeah.
So did you have like a little small violin? Did you have a full?
Yeah,
size
tiny violin.
I was
yeah.
gonna say 5 years old.
My grandparents bought me I think it was I don't know if it was a quarter size or it might have even been an 1/8 size. Like
Right.
they have, it's crazy how small they can get. But
So when you started at 5, were you just like instant like this is what I do the rest of my life, and you just stayed with it forever, or did you take some breaks, or?
it's kind of the vision has morphed. But honestly, since I was 5, I've always known that it was going to be music, that I was doing one way or another. So
And so now here you are, you're 27, so you're 22 years later,
yeah.
and you've gone through. I mean, I've been fortunate. Prescott in general has been fortunate enough to watch you and your progression and your career and your faith and your talent and everything like that. And some of the groups you've been with, what are some of the groups you've been with locally?
The one that probably did the most was a group called Sugar and the Mint, and so that was a bluegrass, newgrass-y kind of group, and we played around a lot and did a little bit of touring as well.
Now, Glory was in that? Who was
Glory
in that?
was in that. My sister Glory Ariano, and
Yeah.
and it was Glory, Keenan Hammock, Kiva, Keith, Jason Howard, and then later on Kazi Borman, who I'll be playing with tonight.
Oh yeah, with the Fault Lines.
With the Fault Lines.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to plug that too
No,
soon.
we're gonna talk about it. That's all right.
And Matt Haynes and oh shoot, I can't forget anybody in the band on the air. I think that's everybody.
No Howard kids?
Yeah, Jason Howard played bass with us for a while and then went off to school, and so that was when Kazi started playing.
You know, it's really funny because I think there was a time when PHS was turning out some amazing talent.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some really talented kids.
Sure.
And, you know, you guys were kind of in the mix of that. And, you know, I think the Howard boys were kind of like almost at the end of it. It seems like things have kind of slowed down a little bit. You guys had, because of the school itself, I know you didn't go there, but PHS had a great jazz program, a great music program overall, and really some super, super talented kids came out of that.
Yeah.
And I know some of the guys are teaching in the Adams brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah, they are in New York now. They come back every once in a while. And so just some really super talented kids came out of that. What do you think when you look at the relationships you've built around music? Is it simply talent, or is it, you know, commonality and belief? Or what do you think draws musicians together, or the people that you've worked with?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I mean, the people that I work with and have continued to work with over the years, it's generally sort of a perfect it's some sort of combination of mutual interest in creating and in sort of like doing the same type of thing, not necessarily the same genre, but just having the same kind of curiosity about, you know, music and or songwriting is another big thing. And then just people who are, you know, it's kind of simple, but like, and it's a big thing in Nashville too. It's just like people who are fun to spend time around. You know, like I'd rather play with somebody who's, and fortunately I've been able to get a lot of both, where people that are amazing musicians and great people, but I'd rather play with somebody that's maybe like 10% less talented, that's 10% nicer.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not talking about anybody in my personal circle. They're all awesome, honestly. So,
well, we're going to take a short break. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more with Johan Glidden about your move to Nashville, and then also about your reunion tonight with the Fault Lines at the Birdcage.
Yep.
All right. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back on Leza Live here on KYCA, The News. from her exhausting holiday excitement. Our guest today in the studio is Johan Glidden. So tonight you have a big deal going on.
It's. I mean, yeah, we're gonna make it a big.
You're
deal.
gonna make it a big deal. So what is the big deal? You want to tell us about it?
Yeah. I am. We're doing my band, the Fault Lines, a rock band that played in for years here from when I was like mid-teens, honestly.
Really?
So some version of this band has been around for 10 plus years, but we're doing our annual reunion show at the Birdcage Saloon down on Whiskey Row at 8 p.m. And it's myself, Gabriel Rhodes, who is a ridiculous drummer, Cosimo Borman, who I played with in Sugar in the Mint as well, ridiculous bass player. And Kazi is back from Washington State.
Right.
He's also home for the holidays, so it's going to be fun to see those guys. And then Kazi's brother, True, who was our original drummer as well, who's awesome as well. He's going to stop in. And Drew Hall, who's a Prescott, he's
an icon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's a
he's
Prescott legend.
Yeah.
He's on the musical Mount Rushmore in Prescott. He's going to stop by. I'm using his gear tonight. He's kind enough to do that, and he's going to sit in a little bit as well.
So how long? So you had the Fault Line.
Mm-hmm.
You had Sugar in the Mint.
Yeah.
And you had some really good success with Sugar in the Mint, did you not? I mean, as far as at regional bluegrass festivals and things like that?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to we won a contest called the Telluride Bluegrass Band Contest, which was a big deal for us, and then that kind of opened some doors as far as playing, doing some touring and just some really fun opportunities.
So if you had a choice, if you could only play one genre out of everything you've done, you can only play one, what would it be?
Oh,
that's an unfair question.
That's
I know.
That's like the same level of hard as like when people say, "What genre do you play?" Because I kind of don't stick to one anymore because playing solo I can kind of do whatever I want. But I guess it would be somewhere in the folk Americana space, because that's as a songwriter, like. Yeah, I guess that would be the easiest way to.
It's kind of a nice,
and that kind of encompasses a lot.
It's a kind of nice broad range.
Sort of
You're
a
not really
cop-out
pigeonholing
answer.
yourself
Yeah,
at all.
exactly.
Americana.
That's
what I do.
means
Folk
whatever.
Americana, whatever.
Yeah. But.
Okay, so my next question: do you have somebody? If there were somebody you could play with, during break we were talking about the Bob Dylan movie that's coming out.
Yeah.
If you had someone that's no longer with us that you could play with, who would that be?
Ooh. That's no longer with us.
No longer with us.
Bob Dylan is technically with us.
Yeah, he's still with us.
I was
Yes,
gonna use that
exactly.
answer.
Technically. I like that. Technically still with us.
It's
No,
true.
no. He's
He's still alive.
I think he's technically been with us for a while.
No. I mean, he's not with me. Is what I'm like.
Okay,
I have no access to him,
Okay,
but he's still with. He's
still alive. He's still alive.
Yes.
So if there's someone that you could have access to that is no longer with us, that you see as an influencer, someone you would love to play with, who's like, oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Okay, this is kind of a crazy answer, but I think it would be, like we can speak because it's a different language, but Johann Sebastian Bach. To be in a room with him, playing some of those iconic songs on the organ, or harpsichord, I think that would be amazing. Like, again, I'm trying to think of somebody more recent.
You're kind of like an old soul.
I don't know.
Because I don't know if people, I think that's a great one. I don't know if most people your age or my age would even think of that. I think we're looking more contemporary.
Well, growing up playing violin, and I've just kind of been coming back around to some of that stuff lately. So, yeah, I don't know.
So you moved to Nashville a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? So
Yeah.
what caused you, why'd you go to Nashville?
I went to become a country star.
Oh, really?
No.
How'd that work?
No. Well, I'm on. No, I'm trying to think about a simple way to say it. I don't know. I just moved because I was so grateful for Prescott and for the music community here. But I was sort of reached a point of, just wanting to experience a whole new scene,
Right.
musically and grow as an artist.
Maybe
and
not so incubated and so...
there's so much you can do here, but it's, there for me, I just, was excited to experience a new space, new creative energy.
And was it everything you thought it would be?
So far, it's been
So far?
amazing. Not like nothing's expectations are, never right, but
Right.
but it's exceeded expectations in a lot of ways. There's so many just generous, kind, awesome people that again play amazing
Well,
music.
I think one of the things I'm a true believer in this is that, kindness attracts kindness.
Yeah.
Good character attracts good character. So, you knowing you as much as I do over the years, I cannot see you not drawing other people to you or being drawn to people of like mind and like character, which says a lot about you. So do you think, has it been more difficult than you thought? Or, and do you have a day job? Or are you a full-time musician?
So in
Do you have a day gig?
Answer number one, I would say that the biggest difficulty is just that I have such an awesome community of people back here that I miss. But I've again been lucky to build community there pretty quickly. And as far as a day job, it's all music related. So I do worship part-time for a church in Franklin, which is south of town. And then I...
What's the name of the church? You should give them a shout-out.
Oh, yeah, sure. If you guys are listening, it's Franklin First United Methodist, and I play their contemporary for their contemporary service.
Nice.
And lots of great people down there.
Is it a big congregation? Or
pretty big, yeah. And then I will play guitar with other folks. I'll, do my own shows. Songwrite, kind of do a big smattering of things right now.
So I follow you a little bit on Facebook, and I like Facebook, but there's a downfall to it. But the great thing is, like, people like you, it's like you can still stay in touch with folks back home and stuff. Like, there's that kind of nice little thing.
Yeah.
So you did the song a day.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I love, you got to check out his Facebook page. All right, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
The hitchhiker thing.
Oh,
is that legit, or did you make that up?
Oh yeah, no, that was just for a video. That was just a silly thing I did. Yeah.
So he goes, what it is a video, and he's on the side of the road, hitchhiking, gets picked up, and then he plays a song while the guy drives him to wherever he's going, or he'll play in the back of a car.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, and so I should shout out my friend Micah Reimer, Micah Reimer Films. He's here in Prescott still.
Okay.
And actually, we might be shooting a video for a new song while I'm in town, but he shot all of those. Most of those, the ones that look pro, those are the ones that he shot. The one in the back of the truck, he shot that, and he shot almost all of the rest of them, and he's incredible. And
I think they're great.
If
They're
you're
really
in Prescott and you need video, you should use Micah Reimer Films.
They're really super entertaining.
Thank
and
you.
your Facebook page is Johan Glidden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then check that out.
Website and Instagram too.
Website and Instagram.
It's all it's just
how do you
all the
spell
same.
that?
JohanGlidden.
There you go. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back in a few moments here on Leza Live with Johan Glidden.
Real
Live. I'm Barry filling in for Leza LaChapelle Dandos, who's recovering from her holiday excitement. Our guest in the studio today is Johan Glidden. Okay, so now you're in Nashville.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the last thing I saw on your Facebook, you did the song a day until you released your new song.
Mm-hmm.
And when you write a song,
Yeah.
roughly how many? Before I say it, how many songs do you think you've written? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you start off as a poem? Do you start off as how? Because I always think it's interesting when I interview musicians because they all have a different way of how the creative process starts.
Sure.
For some, it's an experience. Some it's just seeing something.
Yeah.
Other ones they start out with a poem or just a riff comes through their head, or they hear. What do you have like a certain way that things happen for you, or just kind of just boom, and that's an inspiration?
Yeah, standard process is that a lyric will sort of come first, but it will come with a bit of a melody. So like there's some little concept, and then so it'll come at the same time a lot of times.
Right.
Other times I do try to spend quiet time in the morning, and so sometimes I won't have a guitar around for that, and so I'll end up writing some lyrics, and I'll there's a rhythm to the lyrics. I know kind of how it's going to be, but then have to bring the melody around it. But
right.
Yeah, generally it kind of comes. The best ones come all at once, like lyric and melody at the same time.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
So how many do you think? How many tunes do you think you've written? How many have you recorded?
I've recorded just under my own name. I've recorded 26. I've put out 26 songs, so that's like a couple albums. Songs, and then with other bands, probably another 30 or 40. But then as far as written, I don't know. It's probably between. I really don't know the number.
Books and books of just
yeah,
ideas.
I don't know if it's to into thousands or not, but it's
Right.
in hundreds for sure.
Yeah, and all quality, all good quality, top quality stuff that
Of
should be on the
course.
air right now.
Of course.
Do you want to play something for us?
Sure.
Okay, what do you got?
I'll play, and just a heads up, if you do come to the Faultline show tonight, it's not going to sound like this. It's going to sound like loud drums and electric guitars, and it's going to be awesome. But but this is going to be a little more subtle. I'll play. We're still in the Christmas.
You're good.
We're in day 3 of the 12 days of Christmas.
You got 12 days to go.
So I'll play a Christmas song that I wrote about. Just looking back to those early days when things felt particularly magical, and wanting to sort of recapture that again. It's starting to feel like winter. Can it be December? I'm watching the fall surrender to the cold. They're starting to put the lights out, and I'm spending all my nights out. I'm fluttering like a white owl in the snow. Oh, when I was 6 years old, all I wanted was candy in the stocking. Oh, my family, we were rocking around the Christmas tree. And Christmas morning, all I wanted was to know that Jesus loved me and to feel the light above me. Can we go back to that? Back when everything I wanted was everything I had. I'm starting to hear them singing, but it's harder to feel the meaning. And who has got time for dreaming anymore? 'Cause everyone's so distracted, and everyone knows the madness. Running to buy a package in the store or on Amazon. Oh, when I was 6 years old, all I wanted was candy in the stocking. In my family, we were rocking around the Christmas tree. And Christmas morning, all I wanted was to know that Jesus loved me and to feel the light above me. Can we go back to that? When everything I wanted was everything I had. Yeah, everything I wanted was everything I had.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So when did you write that? How long ago did you write that?
I think I wrote it, and now it's like 4 years ago. It was like
Really?
End of 20. It was like November of 2020, and then I released it like 2 weeks later. It was like I got to get this out in time for Christmas. you
Yeah.
know, so.
It's a great story. I mean, the whole thing was just beautiful. So
Thank you.
well done. So you're going to be tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
The Fault Lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know who you have to give a shout out to? Who your biggest fan is? The Laura West.
Oh yeah.
Laura West,
Hey, Laura
if she's
West.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were really
best.
blessed with that your time at American Lutheran Church.
Yeah.
You know, as far as, I think that and Prescott in general is just such a safe haven to experiment safely and be able to like make mistakes. And I think, that's the thing that I think is missing so much in our lives right now, that ability to, to try something and it's okay to fail because there's going to be other people around you to help you out. And, I think we all experience that in Prescott. It's one of the great things about living here. And it sounds like you're getting that in Nashville as well.
I've been, like I said, just really, really grateful for the doors that have opened and the friends I've made out there.
So what do you have going on next? Another album coming out? What's your plans?
Yeah, God willing, there's going to be a new record in 2025, release date TBA, but got a new single coming on the way, and some shows. Hopefully, get back to Arizona for some shows with a couple of friends of mine. We're planning a couple different little tour runs. So
you playing anywhere else in town while you're in town? You said you were in town for like a week or so still?
Yeah. The only live performance right now is unless something crazy happens, which I didn't expect to be here this morning. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, is tonight at 8 p.m. at the Birdcage.
Sounds good. All right, Johann Glidden. Check him out on Facebook, on Instagram, and on the interweb. Johann Glidden. Is it johanglidden.com?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice and simple. Look how
nice
easy
and
that
simple.
is.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for the unpredictable name.
That's a great name. What's your middle name?
I have two. Baxter Owens. Owens is my mom's maiden name, and
nice.
Baxter is. Oh, Mom, don't hate me for forgetting what it is.
We'll figure that out during the break. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the movies with Matt and Ma Hinshaw
Yes, sir.
here on Leza Live. Welcome back to Leza Live. I'm Barry filling in for Leza La Chapelle Dendos. I got that finally. I always want to say Leza Live, like that's her name.
That is her name.
That is her
Not
name.
her
Leza
name.
Live. That's not her name. I know. Leza Live. Anyways, we're sitting here with Johan Glidden and Matt and Ma Hinshaw are going to join us, and you're going to talk about the movies.
I've been here the whole time. What are you
That's
talking
fine.
about?
Yeah, you just showed up. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Well, you just
I
showed
just woke up.
So it's really funny because the movie that you're going to review is called what?
Nosferatu.
Okay, so you described it last week, and I said I don't think it's something I really want to see. It didn't really.
No, it's a horror vampire romance.
Yes. So the funny thing is, you've got Johan sitting here, and turns out you have watched this movie when you were little, the original one.
The original, yeah. Thanks, Dad.
And you don't want to. So real quick, what was your memory of that movie? What was? Because you said you don't want to see the new one because it scares you.
Well, I don't want to eat too much into the
That's
review
fine.
here, but
What was the first? What was the first movie? What you thought about that? It stuck with you.
it's
this
just
long in
the
life.
hell out of me. It was. I had bad dreams about it for a long time, but
Really?
it left an impression for sure. Yeah.
Really? Doesn't sound like a good one. So great.
This will be traumatic for
Yeah.
him.
So this is the lead-in. I like this.
That's what I find funny.
This is
going to
be horrible.
And we're talking between like breaks and stuff, and I figure Johan would want to hear about Bob Dylan. He's like, no, I want to hear about Nosferatu.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
being a
saving Bob Dylan for next
singer-songwriter,
week,
You know,
so.
oh yeah, Bob Dylan's next week, but
Okay.
I don't know if Ma's in yet or not. But
We got Ma
I
on the phone. Okay, we got Ma on the phone.
okay.
I'm here.
Hi, Ma. How you doing?
Hi, I'm better. I have a voice now.
I heard your son got you sick.
Oh, of course.
Of
he
course.
shares everything.
Well, I'm glad you're with us. We're going to talk about the movie. So what's the premise of this movie anyways? Because I know nothing about it.
It's a vampire flick.
See, I don't know. Carry on. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's a vampire movie where a real estate agent goes to another part of the country or Europe.
Or Prescott.
Yeah, not Prescott.
Yeah, it is.
But but he tries to help out this count purchase a home in England, basically, and then the count is making his way from England to not England from. I think it's supposed to be Transylvania, Romania. They don't say that in the
Right.
film. But into England, and when he gets to England, he brings the plague with him, or at least everybody thinks it's the plague. And there's romance between the real estate agent's wife and the Nosferatu, or the vampire, in the film. I'm really trying to like condense this fast.
You're doing a lovely job.
So yeah, it's not for everybody.
So a real estate agent goes to England
Yeah,
to help someone buy a house.
yeah, he's filling
His
out
wife
deeds and
has a
paperwork.
romantic relationship with the
Yeah,
vampire.
it's
and then comedy ensues.
it is no comedy,
No comedy?
no comedy whatsoever. Murdering and
So what did you think about it?
death, and it's very artsy and very, very beautiful, but it was boring to me.
When you say beautiful, in what way? What do you mean? beautiful?
Shot very well.
Yeah.
The outfits are very good. Makeup is good. The production very high. Very creative. Use of what do you?
I'm looking at the time.
Okay, I was going to
Just
say. All
carry
right,
on.
got it. Very creative use of using the camera. Well, you like move
I don't
like
have
your
my
whole
glasses
head.
on. I
You're
can't see
freaking me
anything.
out here,
Oh, I'm
Barry.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
You're scaring Johan too.
Oh no. He's already on edge.
He is, yeah. But no, it's done really, really well. It's slow until Willem Dafoe comes in, and then it gets a lot better.
So
Yeah.
it's the same.
So, a lot better.
Is it a remake of the first one, or is it different than the first one?
It's similar but different.
That answered nothing.
It's a remake because it's the same name and everything, but how they tell the story is different.
Okay. And so, what do you rate it?
Oh, I give it a 3.5.
3.5. What do you
Yeah.
think, Ma? You with us?
Oh, yes, I'm with you.
Oh, my
but I was
goodness.
kind of shocked at how well, I'd say it's a double R rated for certain things.
Really?
It's all the nudity. She
Really?
loves the nudity.
And I thought it was very scary. If adult people like really scary, the voices of the vampires were just hideously, awfully scary, and that was a cool part.
Great, Mom. You're scaring Johan.
I don't like that. I don't know.
Johan's not in the studio.
Yeah. So
yeah,
what do you,
and the ambiance of when they were in, maybe Transylvania, but I don't know, maybe Budapest. I don't know, but that was beautiful
Yeah.
and everything. But it's definitely for an adult audience, I would say.
okay, and what would you rate it, Ma? How many
I
cookies?
rate it, a 3.
A 3?
3. Wow.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to see it regardless.
And she loves horror movies. My
I
82-year-old
love
mother
'em.
loves horror movies.
see, I like suspense films. Like suspense, I can do. That I like.
This is
But
very
horror, it's-
suspenseful.
It sounds like it's more.
You're suspenseful about how horrifying it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. How
Yeah.
bad can this get?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what's next week?
We're going to do the Bob Dylan film,
The Bob Dylan film.
even though my mom and I already both
You
saw
already
it.
saw it. I know. I
Yeah.
got to see it this week. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a
It's
great
very
film.
good. If out of the two, I'd say go see the Bob Dylan film.
I agree.
We have 5
I
seconds.
can't
All right.
can't believe he's
Mom, we gotta say
so young
goodbye.
or older at
Until
this
next
time.
week, Leza LaChapelle Dandos will be back on Monday with Leza Live. Happy New Year, and we'll see you all in 2025.